All right, guys. So we just got this out of the mail. I don't even see a. Oh, okay. I was looking for the sticker. Okay. JK Boots. This is how it comes, guys. Just in a regular U-line box, and there we go. These are the new boots. Has a little bit of bubble wrap on it. Welcome to the JK family. Shows you how to lace up the boot. Has a little paper in there. And here they are. There's kilties and the leather laces. So let me get them laced up and I'll bring you back. All right, guys, so got them laced up and put on. I oiled them, so some Obernoffs. It darkens the leather quite a bit. They need a lot more oil. It's soaking it up pretty good. I will wear them today. I didn't oil the rough out, just the uppers. This is where a lot of the flex is happening. This is not really moving much, so it darkens the leather up a lot, but it's okay because it kind of makes it match that a little better. You don't oil this part, just this. So as far as the sizing, guys, this is a 9-3E, and so that worked well. I have a lot of room in the toe box area up around the ball of my foot, where normally the boots will be a little tight. By getting that 3E, it's solving those issues. So, and that the whole purpose of these boots was I oversized the last pair to accommodate on how boots normally fit, and it worked out pretty well. But I heard that just go down to the normal size and make them wider, and that'll solve the problem, so that my heel would fit better and I can get a better set of my heel. So I got these on. These are the lineman boots, the climbers. Has that lineman patch, and the bottom is a lot different. The heel is set back some, and some other features for working on ladders and whatnot. But I'm always working, so I still got work stuff to do. So I'll put them on today. It's gonna be a light day. Just got a lot of running around with the property that I bought, getting that ready. So I'll see about this. Talk about hot spots. This is where the boot is hurting my foot at. Rub the wool off of my sock from me wearing it today. I have a insole in there, one of those gel things, because on the left boot it feels like they really when they made the boot, it's like it has a defect or something, and there's like a lump in there. I can take this out. This is what I put in there. So this I put in there to try to solve the issue with let me get my flashlight, but it's like something didn't go right when they made this boot, because it's like it's a big lump right there that hits my foot right here, and it's uncomfortable. So if I use an insole, it kind of levels it off to where it doesn't get my flashlight, guys. So it levels it off. And the other boot isn't like that. I don't know, I might have to send them back. Like, but I was wondering if, because you can kind of see where a depression is starting to form from me wearing the boot. But like, you can see like where it's low in the middle, where the ball of my heel is sitting. And then on the side, it's like really lumpy right there. And that's like, I don't know, man, when somebody was hammering this one out, they didn't do something too good. Now let's look at the other boot. So basically, let me not get ahead of myself. My other JK boots are not like this. My Super Duties, which they're in at the shoe cobbler getting a new heel put on, and they're ready, and I'll be picking those back up. These are supposed to be my backup boots. I know it's the break-in period and everything like that, but this is like almost outside of break-in. It's like this is like a defect, is what I was thinking. But I said, before I jump to any conclusions, I'm gonna just try to wear the boots and try to, like, put 100 hours on them. And after I got about 100 hours on them, if that feels exactly the same, then it's just like somebody didn't do a good job in the process of making the boot, and some folds or whatnot, something's just kind of jacked up, and it's just causing a lot of pain and discomfort. So now let's look at the other one. So it's like something that hits right under here in the arch of my foot. And like I said, I have other JK boots that I've been wearing for 18 months, and they were never like that from day one. So so this is the other boot. It doesn't have that issue, but when I put the insoles in there, it doesn't look the same at all. Like, it doesn't have that real lumpy spot like the other one has. This one looks like a normal boot, and it feels like a normal boot. I'm at that. I put the insole in, and it fixes the issue, but it also raises my foot up. And now, because the insole is in there and I got the boots size correctly to where I can wear them without needing an insole, now right there on the lineman's patch, around this area where all this material is kind of bunched up, right here, it makes a really bad hot spot. I can feel where the leather is joined to this tongue. I can feel all the cuts, and it's rubbing into my foot, and that isn't feathered out very well to where it scrapes the wool off of my socks. Like, that's why my sock is like that whole spot. So guys, I'm trying to come up with a solution for these boots so that I can get through the 100 hours or so. I like to have some time on them before I say something's wrong with them. So this morning, what I'm doing is I'm going to my more of a middleweight sock, which are these. I have a lot of these socks. These are more of my heavyweights, and then this is a lightweight. These are merino wool socks, and then this is like a super thin sock that I would normally wear with dress shoes. They didn't slide around too much in the boot. I've tried them on the Red Wings before I got those broken in, and it didn't work well. These were the socks that I mainly use in those Red Wings. So now I can wear, thicker socks with them. So I do realize that the socks make a big difference. I cut down my insoles because I'm combating those defects that are in the arch area. Quick sidebar. I tried a lot of different, I ordered like 3 different sets of insoles, and these snap-on boots, which are made by Coastal, which are good boots, they never leaked on me or anything. They just fit. They're cut really big. Like this is just a size 10, and if I knew they were cut this big, they run large like these, I would have got like a 9.5, or yeah. But it's not actually that. It's like they're cut really wide. So good for the guys like me who have a wide foot, but they had so much room. Like it was made wide, the whole boot, like the last that they use is a really wide last. And it was too much slop in the boot. But by putting in this, this is one of the Air Plus, which is the memory foam. These feel really great in the boot. Like I said, with these, I tried these in there first. They totally take away that messed up part of this boot over here, but they raise my foot up to where, like I was showing you how it's the parts of the boot on the inside around here is just like wears through the sock, like in one day. That's how rough it is. So I need the top part of my foot to be down at the right level, but I need the cushion under here, which is kind of basically building up the arch a little bit. So I just cut the sole in half, which kind of matches the little half sock liner that they put in there, which is just material like this. And I am slipping that in, putting that on top to kind of smooth out those weird lumps. And then in combination with that, I'm going to a mid-weight sock, not a heavyweight sock, because I did not buy these boots for winter boots. My Thorogoods are my winter boots. The Red Wings also are an insulated boot, and those are the boots that I wear when it's cold outside, mainly the Thorogoods. If it's cold and rainy, then the Red Wings. So let me get these on, and it's already better right here because I could feel this right away. If I had on the thicker sock, or if that insole was up here, I already have a tall foot. My foot will be hitting whatever's under this lineman's patch, and like I showed you, it will rub the wool right off. Wear through a sock in a day. I have happy feet today, so our little half insole trick worked really well, so that I can get the front of my feet, which these are a size 9 3E. Okay, and let's take a look on the screen, because I watch a lot of these videos of these boots. So like you can see there's a natural bulge right there in the middle, but when it's done right, you know, it's not real crazy like it is in this boot, which is why I basically have my gel insert going on top of this black layer from back here to about right there, you know, or maybe up here, to kind of bring this up a little bit to fix where it's kind of lumpy. And this is the part that's tearing up my socks. You see this, that's a lining on another piece of leather, so it's a layer on top of a layer. You can see right here on this cross section, there's the leather, then they got the leather lining. This is actually a size 9, I can see right there. And if this stitch right here, you can kind of see how it's a little jagged or whatever, that's not feathered out real well, and your foot is sitting higher because you got a insert, and they ship the boots with an insert. If the boots are a little loose, you put in an insert. It raises your foot up. So normally my foot sits below all of this stitching and whatnot, and it's down in this open area like it is now. It feels great. It's awesome. I don't have any hot spots. I'm getting to take advantage of the 3E option that I chose as far as the width. Now it feels great. Like I said, these boots, if it wasn't for this part being like, imagine on this nice one that's done right, if there was like a lump right there. That's what's going on with my boot. And it makes it really uncomfortable. So I had to add some squish to raise this up so that I can get over that hump and it's not so pronounced. And then I'm going to try to put a lot of hours on the boot. And I'm hoping that, you know, from putting the hours on it, all of those abnormally high spots will squish down, you know, over time and get rid of that to where I don't have to use these. You know, that's the end goal. Is I want to be able to wear my boot that I kind of sized exactly for my foot. I'm a Brannock size 10. I have a wider than average foot and I have a taller than average foot. And I need this thing. I wanted it to be the, you know, perfect size boot. And I didn't want to wear, you know, I sized the boot close where I normally would get in JK's. I would get a 9.5. You know, I get 9.5 double wide. So I was going a half size larger so that I can have room in there. And then somebody told me, well, just go down a full size and make it even wider. And you're going to get a better fit because your heel will sit right and your toes will be more forward. But, you know, the overall fitment will be better, which it is. My heel sits back and that's nice. And these are climbing boots. So they got a little extra patch and the heel sits back a little bit. You know, I wanted all of that, okay? The only thing is just somebody, I guess they got a little crazy with the hammer or whatnot, but right around in here, this thing it's not a nice smooth transition like it is there. It's like up and down, up and down. It's lumpy, bro. And I can feel all of those lumps. So I have to use this to smooth it out. So I'm using this to smooth it out. These go in like this. This is the sock liner side. This is the grippy side that is on the bottom of the boot. So all these little cavities and whatnot, they're helping to smooth it out. Now, is it totally gone? No. But it's gone enough to where I can deal with it and it's not, you know, it's wearable now. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, guys, so hopefully this is the last clip for this little series that I was doing on the these climber boots. I got these climber boots by JK, as you know, and I've been talking about them. I make these clips on different days. I've had these boots for maybe 2 weeks now, but I didn't want to put a video out just on the unboxing. I wanted to go ahead and wear them and give you some good feedback after getting, you know, about 100 hours on the boots. So, you know about all the issues that I had with this boot, with the defects on only the left boot. This one was fine. You know, I got so many hours on the boot that I was getting a little concerned that it's an issue that is not like I thought part of the break-in. And I got these back from the shoe cobbler today. And we're going to take a look at these. I got these rehealed. This is the first service I've had done to these Bison boots. These are well over a year old now. And we're going to talk about those. But that kind of segues in because I had to get the cobbler to fix these boots. So that's how I got a solution for these boots. You know, while I was in there picking up these boots, my cobbler is so good. Mel's shoe service on Taylor Street, and they really don't even do work boots. Mostly their clientele downtown Columbia, dress shoes, high-end shoes. People have these $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 shoes, and they work on a lot of stuff like that. But he went ahead and did my work boots for me and took care of them. And maybe back in the days they did a lot more work boots and stuff, but getting less and less. More people working in offices now. People aren't. This isn't a logging town, so people aren't doing a lot of the stuff for these type of boots. But anyway, guys, check this out. This is the heel. It's different. It's not the 100 lug heel. And like I said, the guy doesn't really work on these boots, but it's you can see all the nails. Got a lot of nails in here. And it's a smoother, the sole, and only we can compare it to the one I have on. Okay. So just a smidge shorter this way, but they did their best to try to match it up to the leather heel stack. That's what they had to match it up to. So and he told me, he's like, man, those boots are hard to work on, and I'm sure it's out of what he does on a day-to-day, but he got it done and it looks good, and I feel confident and comfortable in going back to him to get these boots, the heel done on them when I wear these out, which will ultimately happen probably within a year, because that's what happens. But he did tell me that the wear pattern that I had on those heels is pretty normal. He's like, yo, this is a normal wear pattern to wear the outside out like that. He was like, that's pretty normal. He sees that quite a bit. That's not an abnormal wear. So, but yeah, I was real happy with what they did with these Super Duties. These are the JK Super Duties. They shine them up a little bit. I don't shine these boots. These are, they're work boots. And you can see like how it's wearing. Like this is almost smooth, whereas this still has a lot of the pebbling all around. You can see where the leather is getting worn here. And I'm not complaining, guys, because like I said before, I got some of my more expensive boots, from the Red Wings to these and whatnot. I typically blow through boots in 10 months. They don't last. So I will have to send these back to JK for and they probably just got a whole lot of shine or wax or whatever. I'll be getting them rebuilt the next time. I'm wearing through the sole. I'm wearing through the sole, obviously, on these boots. And by the time my heel is gone again, the soles will be gone. And for me, that will probably be about a year. I'm getting very close to the threads and the screws. It's a Vibram sole. It's the same sole that I have on these boots with the red X. So it's like the hardest, toughest sole they got. And, it made it past the year mark. So I don't have anything to complain about on that. So I think I'll end up getting about 2 years out of these before I have to send them back, and then I'll get them rebuilt. All they keep is the uppers. They're going to redo the lowers and redo all of this and stuff. And I hope it comes back good and not like these, because these are not so was not so good on this foot. Whoever did this one didn't do such a good job. But it's okay. I took it to the cobbler when I was picking these up, and he basically took it and put it on a steel last. He put the boot on the steel last. He asked me to show him on my foot where I felt the lumps, where it was lumpy at, and then he just hammered it out, bro. He just took it and hammered the heck out of it, pushing, using that flat it's like a steel foot, and you know, it's like a generic steel last. But it's, I don't know what it's for, and I don't know what it's called, guys. But it's like has a really big base on it. That's steel, big pole with this. It looks like it's all one piece and it's molded, and it's like a steel foot upside down. And he puts the boot on there, and he just beats in the area where I had to pay that and where all the lumpiness was inside the boot, and he just hammered it out, which worked. So now both boots feel the same, and I'm happy. He told me, don't get happy too quick. Wait until about 3 o'clock, because, you know, I was there early in the morning, like 9 a.m. He was like, wear them till about 3 p.m. If it still feels good at 3, you're going to be good. And it's now 7:25, so I'm good. So we got about 100 hours on these boots, guys. The reason I am doing this by the hours and not saying how many days and weeks and stuff like that, because that doesn't make a difference. Because if somebody has it for a month, but they only wear them for a couple hours a day, well, that's just 60 hours. So I'm doing it by the hours, so you can know about how long it takes to break in the boot, yada, yada, yada. So I feel like the boot is worn in a good bit, between 100, 200 hours. That's a good amount of time to put on a boot to kind of like break them in. So it probably is going to get better over time as far as the rest of it. But I did take somebody left a comment about going smaller and wider, and that was a good comment, you know, because JK says use down from your Brannock size, one whole size. I was doing a half a size, and that's how I did these. These are a 9.5. These boots are cut very large, and but what it did for me was, in the summertime when I'm wearing the thin socks, I just slip in the insole that came with the boot. You can use any insole. And then in the wintertime, where I had to wear the super thick socks, or if I had to double up on socks, well, I was still able to wear the boot without any pain and discomfort, because I could just take out the insole. And that is still good. I'm wearing thick socks with these boots with no insole. This is the 3rd day that I've been wearing them without the insole to fix the issue. But this is also the day that I took them and had the cobbler to correct the issue a bit. And they're good. You know, because I got the 3E, it's so wide that I have so much room in the toe box. It makes the boot warmer. These boots do way better in the cold than these, even though this is a thicker leather. I think it has something to do with the space in the toe box, because my Thorogoods have a lot of room in the toe box, and my Red Wings are more narrow, but the Thorogoods and the Red Wings have the same insulation, the 3M Thinsulate, 400 grams or whatever. But my feet are freezing in the Red Wings, and they're smoking in the Thorogoods. And these do really good for a non-insulated, non-lined boot. JK should probably start lining these boots. I was surprised that this boot didn't have a lining, because this boot does have a lining. This boot is lined, at least on the uppers. This boot is lined, but this boot is not lined on the uppers. So I think they should line the boot. You know, you're already charging people, you know, $6, $8 plus $100 for the boots. Nobody's gonna complain about paying an extra few bucks for you to put a lining in the boot. You should, I mean, part of the discomfort I had in this boot could have been rectified if the boots had a lining. I wouldn't be able to feel on the inside where the pieces come together. So that's just me. I think the boot, especially a high quality handmade boot like this, it should be lined. The boot should be lined. And because I had these, I just thought that they line all the boots, but they don't. So that's something you might want to ask. I don't know if it's an option or not, you know, but these cowhide boots These are not lined at all. There's no lining in this boot. I think they call this front piece right here the vamp. I think they do line the vamp. I think that has another piece of leather that's backing the normal leather. But other than that, you know, I'm not hating on the boots, guys. I buy the boots. This is my second pair, and I think they're really good. But I have to be honest about any product that I'm putting out there, so you know what you're getting. So yeah, the 1 day break in and stuff they're marketing, that's all. That's all a load of crap, bro. These boots are gonna hurt your feet until you break them in. Period. They're gonna be super stiff the first day, or maybe the first few days, to where they don't want to bend at all as you bend to like take normal steps and stuff like that. Any high quality boot you have to break in. Like it's not gonna be like you wear the boots 1 day and oh they're perfect now. They just fit like a glove. That's not true, bro. But I will say that since I have, you know, put over a year on these boots, yeah, they do. They do fit like a glove. They are good, you know, but you're going to wear them for a long time before you get that, you know. And that's just, it is what it is. And so what? I think that's the normal state of any high quality made boot. But yeah, very happy with the job that they did. With the heel on these boots. But what Mel, I can't let him resole these boots, because he told me today that he was like, that machine that they use to do the stitching, he's like, it's not a lot of those in the world, and they don't have them. So when it's time to get this resold, rebuilt, because they don't offer a resole anymore, because not for a bad reason, but because they took the price of the resole and just gave you a rebuild. So now you can get your boots all rebuilt for what it used to cost to get them only resold, which is good. That's why I was like, hey man, I am very fond of that company out there making these boots and everything. They just didn't get it quite right with the pair I got on now, but I worked with it and I took them to a cobbler to get them fixed. I did what I had to do because I wasn't going to send them back. I thought about sending them back, but I wasn't going to send them back if I could overcome the issue. Now, it's not gone 100%, but I would say 90% is taken care of, and it's to the point to where now it pretty much feels like the other boot, and I wouldn't complain about it. I work, I don't notice it at all while I'm working. It's when I'm sitting still right now doing a YouTube video and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel that. But that's about it. So I'm cool with that, because for me the boots are a tool and I need them to be real tough on the ladders. I'm standing on the ladder rung for several hours. I don't want to feel the ladder rung. That's why I bought these boots, because these ones did so good on the ladders with that little fiddler shank that they got in there. You see the big bulge? There's like a bulge right here, and that is so good on the ladder. It's like it makes it, man, it makes working on a ladder a dream, bro. So now on these, it has that stuff in them too. I gotta get you off the mount so you can get a good, but it's flat. It's like part of the process of them making this boot with the added lineman shank. It has an extra piece of leather that this doesn't have. So they went, instead of 4 lift high, they went 3 because of that extra piece of leather that they're putting in right around here, that lineman shank, and they put the middle shank in there with like a squeak pad. It's like another little soft piece of leather that kind of goes on top of that. So, you know, the boot is built differently for a different purpose. I don't climb poles anymore. I don't gaff up anymore. You know, I don't have to put on gaffs and stuff. But, you know, I do work on the ladder a lot. So this is a great value because it only costs like $50 to get both of these boots rehealed. I paid less than $50 to a shoe cobbler, and he put a new heel on the boot. Now I can wear them a whole nother year, and just as if I had on a new pair of boots, except that these are worn in really well, and on the inside of the boot, they feel awesome. So I like the fact that I can resole, reheel these. I really like the fact that I could reheel them before I have to resole them. And that's a big selling point, because the way they do these logger boots, you don't have to get the whole sole done when you're only missing the heel. You can just do the heel. But in a lot of boots, different style boots, that doesn't have that leather heel stack on them, like these style boots have, it's all that one rubber piece. And if you wear down the heel like I did, well, you got to just get them resoled. And now, you know, you're getting them rebuilt, because the price, you know, why would you not go ahead and get them rebuilt when it's the same price as a resole? So that's what we got, guys. I'm going to end it right here. I'm not plugging up the heater tonight, but I am going to put some diesel in here, because I have this thing programmed to come on at 1:30 a.m. and run for 5 hours. And that's been working out really good in here, guys. That I got like, there's like a fine dust that's coming from somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from, but like, every day I clean this off, and this, I don't know where this dust is coming from. Like, what is it, bro? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It gets over everything. And this thing is closed up for most of the day. I'm in and out of it because it's cold. I keep the door closed mostly. I don't know, man. And the floor is all gray looking, like this dust. I don't know what this stuff is and where it's coming from. If you know, let me know so I can fix it.